Welcome to the Sleazy Podcast, the podcast about anything and everything, but mostly TV and movies. And now it's time to get sleazy.
Bang, bang, sleazy gang. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. No, not really.
This is an explicit episode.
Yeah, we are an explicit podcast, so you have to be, I would assume, what, 14 and up, 13 and up?
This day and age is probably 10.
Because we drop F-bombs.
I think we should make like a family-friendly version where we just go back through after the episode and like Robzilla replaces all the bad words.
Yeah, there you go.
Darn and freaking.
Bullshite.
Some bullshit.
All right, so welcome back to the world-renowned Sleazy Podcast. Tonight is February 24th, 2003. I'm your host, Sleazy, joined by my number one, Mr. PBS.
Howdy.
And, of course, he's bringing that loose vagina energy. Robzilla.
Yo.
And from the Chicagoland area, remotely, is Hot Sauce.
I just want to know where that energy came from.
I thought you were going to go with some alliteration and go, or whatever, go with some loose caboose energy or something.
Loose caboose.
Well, I was trying to keep it clean just in case we still had some children listening.
Yeah, for those 10-year-olds that Rob said, that's the age limit.
Put them to bed.
You know, they say
they're not ready to hear the P word.
Whatever.
They say you're not supposed to cuss within like the first couple minutes of a YouTube video or something.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if it dings you or whatever.
Really?
Yeah. So I'll listen to some where you know the person's cursing, but they bleep it out or just edit something over it real quick.
Yeah.
I think I don't know exactly what the algorithm or whatever is, but somewhere in the first couple of minutes, you're not supposed to use bad language or something.
Fuck YouTube.
Yeah.
I know 10 minutes is like the 10 minutes is like that. You hit that 10-minute mark for your engagement. Like you want to have your video like no less than 10 minutes.
All right. So before we start the show off, we're going to continue our tradition of trying new sodas that come out or pop, depending on which region of the country you're from.
The wrong answer there.
Tonight we have Pepsi Peep version. This is for Easter, I guess, obviously, because nobody really buys Peeps unless it's Easter time. But
you just imagine they make this like they soak some Peeps in Pepsi and like one guy comes through and like squeezes them and wrings it out or something.
Yeah.
Dumps it in the giant Pepsi bin.
We're drinking some
Just
Peeps.
let them dissolve in there and stir them up and pull out any extra pieces. And
Put them in like a blender or something.
The acid kind of takes care of the Peeps eventually.
Figure they're just sugar anyway. I got to melt.
Yeah.
It's not terrible. Kind of has a dry aftertaste there, like a weird.
Mostly just getting like Pepsi with some like lemony.
I'm getting like vanilla. More of a vanilla fill.
I want to call it a yellow flavor more than anything.
Yeah, well, it tastes like yellow Peep.
It tastes yellow.
Yeah.
You've never,
It
Mr.
tastes yellow.
PBS. Okay,
It tastes the
listen.
color.
So we know Mr. PBS has never seen Gladiator. He's never had a Peep either.
I don't think I've ever had one.
Have you ever celebrated Easter with your family?
I'm a Reese cup guy. We get Reese eggs and Reese
Nobody's
buns.
ever gotten you a Reese cup though, like in a basket.
Yeah.
It's like
not that I've ever
Give
had.
me a Peep in the basket.
It's like a standard thing to have in a Easter basket.
No,
It just never looks appetizing at all.
I'm
because
pretty.
it's not.
I'm confident I've had a Peep in my Easter basket, but I never touched it. I was like, I want the Reese's eggs.
Hot sauce is tapping away over there.
I love Peeps. I fucking love them. I love them and I love them stale. Got to open them up and leave them sit out for a little bit. I don't want them fresh.
Yeah, you gotta open the package up and let it sit out overnight.
Get that crunch to them a
Let
little
them
bit.
breathe.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Peeps are fucking good, man. I love them.
Is it just marshmallow? Is that what
Yeah,
it
it's
is?
just marshmallow.
Just marshmallow
like-
dipped in sugar before it solidifies.
yeah,
That's,
I know
I'm
it's
not a big marshmallow
marshmallow.
guy either.
but it's in the shape of a little bunny.
Okay.
So you're eating a bunny when you.
They're more like a sideways turd that they can use yellow sugar on because they kind of got like the little, like the little.
Yeah.
So in short here, it smells like a Peep, but it tastes like Pepsi with Peep in it.
Yeah.
Like you just dipped a Peep in there and let it
Yeah.
dissolve.
With a touch of vanilla.
Yeah, it's not.
It's got a strong scent to it. Like I drank one earlier this week. I got them at the store when I was shopping. It's got when you first crack it open, you get that hard whiff of like that vanilla sugar. It's very sweet.
It's not terrible. I mean, I've had
Alright.
worse. So
Yeah, it's not that. What was the one? Oh, the hot Mountain Dew.
Hot
Yeah.
The
Cheeto.
hot
milk.
lime.
Yeah,
That-
that was
yeah, the hot Cheetos.
that was yeah. By the way, Hot Sauce, I didn't get a full bidet, but I took your advice and I got a traveling bidet.
Oh,
Yeah, I got to tell you, in your exact words, it is game changing.
it's game changing.
Game changing. And what I like
Game
about
changer.
is, obviously it's not just hooked up to the cold water line. So, I can just turn the water on hot before I get ready to do my business, fill it up. And then when I'm ready to go, you just stick it back there and aim and hit the high or low button. And it cleans your behind. But hey, I think why are we not just installing these in toilets regardless?
Because we're America.
Yep.
We're America.
We like having shitty pants.
We like having doo-doo on our hands.
Right. Yeah. If you don't have one, man, you got to get one
Bidet.
somehow. But my bathroom's a little small, it's like
Yeah.
a fucking airplane bathroom almost.
Yeah, it's pretty tiny.
So I don't know if I could actually get a lid bidet. So, but hey, this works for right now. But all right, moving along. So Babylon, this was the movie that everybody was talking about that people weren't going to see in theaters. And they were like, it's a shame that it's not going to make the money it deserves. But is it up for all these awards this year, Mr. PBS?
I forget exactly. I thought it was up for something.
It's got to be up for some stuff, but
Yeah, I'm assuming it's gonna
man,
be.
so they put it on Paramount Plus. What was it? Wednesday? Yeah, they put it. I forget, but anyways, it came out on Paramount Plus this year, and basically, it's a long fucking movie. It's a long fucking movie.
It's 3 hours and 9 minutes.
Thank you, Runtime Rob. Runtime Rob.
There he is.
Yep, he finally caught up with it. Yeah, super fucking long movie.
So for Babylon, it's let me see here. Golden Globe Award for Best Original Score, Academy
see
Award
that.
for Best Music, Original Score, Screen Actors Guild Award for Outstanding Performance for Tobey Maguire, Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie.
They got nominated for 3 Oscars: Best Achievement in Production Design, Best Achievement Music Written for Motion Pictures, and Best Achievement in Costume Design.
I mean, if you're a fan of movies, you definitely need to watch Babylon. I mean, it's just one of those movies that you have to watch. And while it's not a true story, it definitely expresses how crazy Hollywood was once upon a time. But
Last week,
yeah, it's an insane movie. There's lots of nudity in it.
Is it Margot Robbie though?
No, man, like she flashes a nip. That's it.
She's
like
like
she did.
She's got to go back to that Wolf on Wall Street.
Bro. It's like she got famous off Wolf on Wall Street, and she was like, "I am not showing the goods anymore."
Gotta get paid for that.
Yeah,
Right.
Cough it up.
But I mean, she was great in this movie. And here's the thing: I didn't overly enjoy the movie while I was watching it, but as soon as I it finished and the credits rolled, I kept thinking about it, and I was like, "It was a pretty fucking crazy movie." And then I kept thinking about different parts and laughing over it, But I mean, from the minute the movie starts to the minute it ends, it's just fucking insane. But Brad Pitt, phenomenal in it. I got to say that Brad Pitt was Brad Pitt in it.
Yep.
Margot Robbie, she was good. Nice little challenging role for her.
Is she like the main focus of the story? It seems like she is in the trailer how they cut it though, but
sort of, but not really. Like
okay.
there's a
It's an ensemble piece.
Okay.
Yeah, there's like 3 different lives that are kind of going on in the movie. But the one thing that I got to complain about this movie is not enough Tobey Maguire.
It seems like they make out
Maguire.
like he's in it a lot, but I heard he's not really not that much.
No, he's in like 10 minutes towards the end.
Wow.
But he played this creepy fucking character, man. I mean, creepy.
It's supposed to be like a reclusive rich guy with. I don't know if they made it seem like he was part of like. I don't want to say the mob, but it's like just a criminal class. Like he's into gambling and stuff like that, like high stakes gambling. So he's like a reclusive rich guy, like the kind you like. Oh, hey, you owe me all that money. Don't take too long getting it to me.
Yeah. So not really. He's
that
kind of,
seedy Hollywood underworld.
yeah, kind of like almost like a bookie maybe, or got that feel to him maybe. Not really mafia, but
yeah, it's something. I'm still not sure how much I liked it. It's really funny because like I don't know if there's like a whole lot of character development for like the first 2 hours of the movie.
No.
it's just wild.
It's just kind of sort of insanity, and then that last hour you kind of see how people change over time, and the big deal is going from the silent era into like talking pictures, and how certain people were big during this era. That's when Margot Robbie's character kind of comes up. That's Brad Pitt's character is like in his heyday. And then they
That's why you watched it then, because it's got the silent films.
Yeah.
It is literally like the heyday of silent films.
That's why he was on it then. Okay.
And like Brad Pitt's character's like, we need to fucking, he sees the future. He's like, we need to get sound and all this other shit. And
of course, the future comes, and maybe it's not so good to him.
Yeah,
as
right.
it was back before.
But
I sort of it's like if you've seen Boogie Nights, you've kind of seen this movie.
Right. It's just in a different time.
I was going to say
Boogie
that
Nights is about porn. This is about Hollywood.
I was going to say that or Wolf on Wall Street, because I know Wolf on Wall Street's so wild when we see it.
It's got a similar vibe.
Okay.
The first 2 hours of the movie is just like Hollywood orgy parties and people acting, fucking crazy on set, and the insanity of how they shot movies.
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll and partying, it sounds like orgies.
I mean, anything that can go wrong goes wrong in these while they're filming these movies. And they didn't have the luxury of rolling in lighting sets and all this other stuff, so they're relying on the just the chance that the weather is good that day and that the sun's going to be out and not being cloudy, and they're freaking out trying to rush against time to get the shot done because they don't know if they're ever going to get that look again, in the time frame that they need to get this filmed. But it's like I said, if you're a fan of film in general, you got to watch it, because while it's not a true story, it weighs in heavily of the history of filmmaking, I would say.
I've heard others mention it, but it's on one hand, it's a sort of like a very cynical take on movie making, but on the other hand, it's sort of like a love letter to movies.
Right. It shows you the dirty stuff that probably happened, but at the same time, there's a beauty to it,
Mm.
But yeah, man, if like I said, if you're a fan of film, movies in general, you got to watch it. Just weather the storm and
Like I don't feel like I can recommend it to everybody.
Right.
But if you're a person who likes movies and you want to see something, and I'm not necessarily even saying whether it's good or bad, but you're going to see something that you don't see all that often in this kind of, I almost don't want to call it a movie. I want to call it like an experience. I kind of wish I had seen it in the theater.
Like, I'm not getting any kind of fucking steady vibe on what the fuck's supposed to be going on with it. Honestly, just listening to this, I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck it's supposed to be.
Dude, there's really like no, I don't even know. Like there's not really, I mean, I guess it's about tragedy in Hollywood. I mean, I don't know.
It's just about these characters' lives.
Yeah.
But it's like I said, like for the first 2 hours, it's sort of a very superficial movie. Like you understand why everybody's doing what they're doing and all that, but you don't quite get into them as characters in a way, into like maybe like what's going on behind everything, into that last hour when stuff really starts changing. But that first 2 hours is just going crazy, and how they did this and how they did that and how this character got involved with that character. And I almost wish it had stayed that way for the last hour in a way, because it would have been sort of like some big Hollywood art film almost.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's hard to describe. You just kind of have to watch it. You got to watch it all the way.
Yeah.
Don't make up your mind halfway. You kind of got to go all the way and see what you think about it.
It's something. And, like you said, I wouldn't recommend it to, your average person that's like a Fast and the Furious kind of movie watcher.
Not that they wouldn't like it.
Yeah, not that they wouldn't, but who knows? They may love it.
You always hear stories from people who work at movie theaters about like somebody wandering, and wandering in off the street and being like, "Hey, what's playing right now, or what's good?"
Yeah.
And like, I don't know if I'd recommend it to them.
Right.
We,
right.
You know, we've never been that kind of people. We're going to the movies to see what we want to see and all that.
Yeah.
I don't know if people even do that anymore post COVID or anything.
There's a traveler that just comes in with the wind blowing, and they're like, I want to see a movie
I'm
today.
here to see a picture.
There's a movie theater. Let's stop in and watch a movie. Kill a couple hours.
Yeah, maybe not that kind of movie. But yeah, Margot Robbie's crazy. Brad Pitt's good. The guy who plays Manny, I don't know.
Yeah, what was it? He's the other main character.
There's almost sort of, and there's a fourth character. Manny is played by Diego Calva, and there's another player named Jovan Adepo. He's Sidney Palmer. He's like the one of the jazz musicians. During the first part of the movie, there's like this recurring bit where this jazz band's playing at all the parties.
Yeah,
and they're like, "Man, you're playing flat or whatever," and they're just kind of going at each other. There's a line in there, and I feel like it has to be Sleazy's favorite line in the whole movie, and and he'd say it to you, Rob.
Oh,
the guy's like, "You got to practice more. You're standing flat," and the guy's like, "I practice 9 hours a day." And I said, "You got to practice 9 hours a day at the trumpet, not sucking dick." And I'm like, that's a Sleazy line right there.
Did Sleazy write this film?
I did feel like I was like, somebody has been listening to my conversations while watching
Sleazy
this movie.
right there. And that character's got a good arc too.
Yeah. Like, I mean, there's just so many, like, it's mainly 3 people, but then they throw a couple of, like, there's the reporter too, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's all these different people that are entwined together, and you just see like how their careers go and end. But that's pretty much the movie there.
I was trying to figure out if there was maybe some sort of parallel to like movies today, like movies the way they had been releasing and like streaming movies now. I don't know if it's really in there if I was just kind of looking for it, but just the way the technology changes and how people within the movies and people like us movie watchers kind of view the whole scenario.
Yeah. Crazy fucking movie though. So, I mean, if you've got 3 hours to burn and you want to see some titties, and
I really keep thinking about watching it again.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
I'd really rather watch 2 shorter movies than the time it would take me to watch one long movie. But
2 hour and a half.
Now, I'll just say this, Hot Sauce. I'll let you guess. How many stars do you think I gave it on Letterboxd if you haven't seen it yet?
I have not seen it.
This may surprise you.
I can't get a feel for what you really thought of the movie because it's just kind of like weird.
Right.
Well, you said when you watched it, you didn't really think too much of it, but after it, you were kind of feeling a little bit different. I'm going to go out on a limb and say you probably gave it 3.5.
I gave it 4 stars.
I was going to say 3.5.
After thinking about it. I gave it 4 stars after thinking about it. Because
Letterboxd average is 3.9.
I just kept fucking thinking about it and cracking the fuck up after watching that movie. And I mean, there's just some parts in it that you just remember. And I guess that's a staple to the movie itself. You know, it left an impression on me, and I guess it's a good impression, if anything. So that's what it is.
Yeah, I feel like if you're a movie person, it's worth at least checking out. I'm not guaranteeing you'll like it or anything.
Right. It's just one of the movies you just gotta experience.
You gotta say you saw it.
Yeah. And if you fucking hate it, more power to you. Go and fucking tell everybody how much you hate it. If you love it.
I see that the director won Best Director for La La Land.
Oh yeah.
We did.
I never saw La La Land.
Oh, that's probably, I love Whiplash, man.
I haven't seen any of his movies that he's done other than Babylon.
Oh, Whiplash is like all-time great movie. 5 stars all the way.
Some people have suggested that this movie is sort of his response to La La Land because he thought La La Land should have won the Academy Award for Best Picture. This is kind of like him giving a middle finger to the movie business.
Okay.
Maybe we'll have to do like a live tweet to the Oscars this year. And then afterwards we'll do the sleazies.
Yeah.
But all right. You know what time it is. And now, crazy news with Mr. PBS.
Good Lord.
You don't want it to be crazy news with PBS?
Let's see here. Let me get back up here. I don't know what we're going to go with here. We'll go with we'll do our update first because I found this one on Yahoo News this week.
All right.
So this is from the I guess it's from the Green Bay Press Gazette from February 15th.
This is our girl right here, man.
Taylor Shabusiness attacks lawyer in Brown County courtroom. She is charged with killing and decapitating friend. I think it talks about it a little bit here, but this is our girl who decapitated and I think what she chopped up
Body parts in buckets when they came to get her.
body parts in buckets and in the van or whatever.
She fucked that dude and then she fucked him up.
Yeah. They said it was like a horror movie when like the cop said he said it was legit a horror movie.
Well, here's the sequel. The woman accused of killing and decapitating a male friend in 2022 attacked her attorney in court Tuesday, throwing the courtroom into chaos as security officers broke up the attack. Defendant Taylor Shabusiness, that name, in handcuffs, jumped her attorney Quinn Jolly at 8:48 a.m. Tuesday, appearing to strike Jolly's head with her elbow. A Brown County sheriff's officer tackled Shabusiness moments later and battled to keep her on the ground as she struggled to get loose. A minute or so later, a court employee told people in the hearing to clear the courtroom, which was about a quarter to one-third full of media, other attorneys, and a supporter of Shabusiness. The supporter encouraged Shabusiness in Spanish to calm down as additional sheriff's officers rushed into the room.
Look at that.
I think that the key thing there was she was encouraged to calm down in Spanish.
Yeah.
So this is like one of those oh hell, I'm drawing a blank. Not the German Shepherds, the Malinois.
Yeah,
they train them in German and shit. So like she gets commands in Spanish to calm down.
Officers led Shabusiness out of the courtroom several minutes later. It did not appear that anyone was injured in the incident. The proceeding had been scheduled so that Shabusiness's lawyer could introduce testimony from an expert witness who was expected to testify whether Shabusiness was competent to stand trial. That witness, however, had not been able to attend Tuesday's court session. The outburst happened as lawyers and Brown County Judge Thomas Walsh were discussing the case. The next hearing now has been rescheduled for March 6th.
Do you think she was like, you want this your business, bitch?
I'll fucking show you.
Man, look, she just looks fucking crazy, man.
It's not personal. It's Shabusiness.
Yeah.
When court resumed about 10 minutes after the attack, Jolly told Walsh he planned to file a motion asking to be removed from the case. No kidding. The question of whether Shabusiness was fit to stand trial has long been a key issue in the case. An expert hired by the court said she was capable of assisting in her own defense, but an expert hired by the defense raised doubt. That witness, however, did not venture an opinion on whether it would be fair for Shabusiness to stand trial. Walsh has ruled previously on the competence question he found in May 2022 after hearing an expert witness for the prosecution and another for the defense that Shabusiness was mentally competent to participate in her own defense.
What a crazy bitch. That was all front just to kind of get her off the hook.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
Was it just a show?
Mm-hmm.
Look
Oh,
at that
yeah.
crazy bitch. She's attacking Mike DeWine. Look at that. Doesn't that look like Mike DeWine? Like, drink the water, Shabusiness.
This motherfucker's trying to kill me with the water.
I told you I would drink it. I'll even stay the night. Just stop. Wow. Crazy things, man.
Wild times in Green Bay.
Right. Shabusiness. All right. Well, what's the next article we got here on the crazy
Let's
news?
see where we want to go next here. Let's do the hot sauce here.
Do the hot sauce. Dun, 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 dun.
Florida man arrested for reportedly tossing gator into Wendy's. This is from this is an old article though, but it's okay. We always love more Florida man. This is from February 2016.
Where's this?
Oh shit! I did that.
Yep.
Where's this one at?
Damn.
Planning.
Shun me.
I don't see it.
Maybe sometimes you got to hit the all comments button or something.
Yeah, I've got all comments. Okay.
That's right. It says admin for you. It says Florida man arrested for.
Or maybe this was Eric. Excuse me. This is Eric. This is
okay. That's why I'm looking.
I'm
for it.
come on, man. You throwing me under the bus here.
It was under your comment calling.
Yeah, I was looking,
calling Rob an ambitious little shit.
Oh, okay.
I was looking for Simon's opposed, and I was like, oh no, it's not there.
All right. A Jupiter, Florida man was arrested for throwing a live alligator into a Wendy's restaurant drive-thru east of Loxahatchee, according to WPTV. Joshua James, 23, was charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, illegally killing, possessing, or capturing an alligator, and second-degree larceny, petite theft, according to the Palm Beach Sheriff's Office. He has not been released on bail as of Monday afternoon. WPTV
That's
reports,
Monday, February 23rd, 2016. He still may be in jail for all we know.
we'll have to look
Wow.
and see if there's an update. But James had only been arrested recently by U.S. Marshals. Wow. Officials with Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission told WPTV that James pulled up for his order, and after a server handed a drink and turned around, James tossed a 3.5-foot gator into the drive-thru window.
What? That's fucking crazy.
I wish there was video of that, because that kind of
Yeah, where's
Been
like
amazing.
where's the drive-thru cam of that
Yeah.
one?
Like, goddamn, dude. Sorry, the frosty machine's down. You don't have to throw a fucking Gatorade at him for it, or a gator for it, not
Yeah.
Gatorade. But wow, man,
I'm curious if it was like I'm curious if he duct taped the mouth shut or he just grabbed that.
oh,
motherfucker
you
and
know
threw
that
it.
thing wasn't duct tape shut. He
Yeah.
just threw it in there.
He just picked it out of the woods right next door to the place right there.
Look, he just looks fucking crazy too.
Yeah, I fucking did it.
Who just wants to drive around with a gator in their
In
car?
your truck or whatever.
Yeah,
Yes.
like, aren't you afraid it's gonna like get you? Jesus.
Well, it said he was being charged, right?
He received 12 months of probation and 75 hours of community service, as well as $1,200 in fine and court costs.
Crazy.
He's ordered no contact with any Wendy's restaurants and no possession of any animals aside from the family dog.
Poor bastard.
That
Can't
was
get
his
no
final
Wendy's-
sentencing.
No Wendy's and no gators.
Yeah.
Well, I was just wondering if the gator he threw was alive or not, because he was charged with illegally killing, possessing, or capturing an alligator. The story doesn't make clear if it's alive or dead.
Yeah, that does.
It'd be easier to throw a dead one in, I guess.
Right. Maybe he did kill it and he just had it and threw it in there at him.
I just figured that was like an option for the Wendy's menu in Florida. Can I get a gator burger? Can I
Yeah,
get a Dave's Gator?
they sell fucking fried gator toes or some shit. Instead of fries, I'd like the fried gator foot. Thank you very much.
Gator foot.
From what I can tell, it was probably alive because the Wendy's cashier said that she jumped out the drive-thru window after it was thrown at her. She thought about quitting her job, and then they had an expert testify during the trial that might have thought it was something funny. I've been bitten by alligators. I've seen what they can do, and I think that's probably something the judge took a look at. So I believe it was probably alive based on the expert testimony.
Jesus Christ.
You think like that person, like when somebody says like fast food workers don't deserve more money, it's like, I've had a fucking gator thrown at me. Okay.
I
deserve
need to
more.
make
Right.
like $23
Well,
an hour.
How do you feel if you're the person that's just working the drive-thru and the fucking line cook forgot to put cheese on the fucking dude's cheeseburger and he sees it and he throws a fucking gator at you because of that? Yeah, I would quit after that. I wouldn't fucking deal with that shit. Fuck
Right.
that. You get a gator thrown at you at your job, it's time to quit. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts. You got to move on. The grass is definitely greener on the other side of the fence after that. All right. So, what is our next crazy news
Go
article?
back here to one I found. Miami Herald. Guess we're going back to Florida. Man dies. Well, it's a Florida newspaper, not quite a Florida story. Man dies after he's shot by his own gun that was triggered by MRI machine, officials say. On February
shit.
10th. A Brazilian lawyer and gun advocate has reportedly died after being shot by his own gun he brought into an MRI room.
Ooh.
Leandro Matthias de Novaes, 40, accompanied his mother to a Sao Paulo, Brazil diagnostic center for an MRI scan on January 18th, according to CNN Brazil. Medical staff asked Novaes and his mother to remove all metal from their bodies, CNN reported, as is protocol when entering an MRI room because of the machine's strong magnetic pull. Novaes did not disclose that he was carrying a concealed weapon.
Shit.
And when the machine began to run, the gun was pulled out of his waistband, causing it to fire into his stomach. New York Post. He was rushed to the Sao Luis Marubi Hospital, where he died February 6th, according to CNN. Laboratorio Cura, the location of the shooting, told Jam Press that it had followed protocol to prevent accidents in their facility. Both the patient and his companion were properly instructed regarding the procedures for accessing the examination room and warned about the removal of any and all metallic objects, the lab said in a statement. But despite warnings, the lab told Jam Press the firearm was not mentioned by the companion who entered the examination room with the object by his decision. Brazil Civil Police said Novaes signed a form recognizing all metal must be absent from the MRI room, according to CNN. In a message to Jam Press, the Order of Attorneys of Brazil and Codia said it is with deep regret that OAB Codia communicates to all fellow lawyers the unexpected loss of our dear friend and lawyer, Dr. Leandro Mathias de Novaes. Police confirmed to Jam Press the gun was registered and Novaes had a license to carry the weapon. The lawyer was known on social media for his pro-gun rhetoric, and CNN reported he was a supporter of Jair Bolsonaro, a pro-gun former president of Brazil. On his TikTok, Novaes responded to legal questions like, how much will I spend on a lawyer if I use my gun in self-defense? And even the guy breaking down the gate of your house, he can't shoot? His most recent video on January 13th prompted a TikTok content warning that said participating in this activity could result in you or others getting hurt. The question he was answering, what do I do if I get caught with a CAC loaded gun? This isn't the first death from a freak accident with an MRI machine. In 2018, the Indian Express reported a 32-year-old man who had been sucked into an MRI chamber while he was holding a metal oxygen tank. The man was holding the tank for his sister's blah, blah, blah. And that's the end of our lawyer with his handgun.
Wow. What?
Remember somebody says guns don't kill people, people do.
Yep, there you go.
What a fucking dumbass. I mean,
don't they ask him like, hey, do you have anything metal on you?
they just said that. Like,
It
hey,
said they did, Robert.
Right. My Second Amendment right.
God, you're
the gun ain't fucking metal. It's aluminum, bitch.
it's polymer, okay? Polymer.
You think he thought he had one of those plastic 3D printer guns?
Yeah.
Have you looked at those at all, Hot Sauce?
I have not. With the legal changes here in the great state of Illinois, things are a little bit wild right now. So I'd prefer to not become a felon.
Well, I think there's a movie. I think it might be in the Line of Fire. It's John Malkovich, but he creates like a little gun and it shoots like 22s, but it's like wooden and it's like.
Didn't they printed one in what was it? Lost in Space?
Yeah.
And the Netflix version?
Something like that.
Yeah, they print one.
Well, I've seen videos and stories of people 3D printing guns, but I don't think they're usually all that reliable. You get like a couple shots out of them or whatever. And
it's a one hitter and done. You're doing it to do it because you don't want to get caught with a gun. So
how long does it take to create one of those? I'm curious.
3 days, probably.
Yeah,
Fuck. I mean,
it depends on your printer, depends on the file. I mean, my printer is fast. I can do stuff that, I can print something in 5 hours that if I did it at like a normal speed, you're looking at 18 hours. I mean, depends on the size of the piece, what it is, how complex. There's a lot of different factors.
What do you think? You think when that dude was in the MRI machine, he was like, fuck.
Shit.
There's got to be
plastic
video.
gun.
There's got to be video of this somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
There's got to be video of it, of like him like freaking out, and then you just see the flash go off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck. Shot him right in the stomach, too.
Should have been in the head. Fucking moron.
Well, you're not quite. Depending on which way they lay you.
Yeah.
He needed that gun in the hospital in case he was attacked by his gun in the hospital.
Mhm.
He needed a spare gun to protect him from his other gun.
You never know when that cancer patient's going to run up and fucking attack you. You
Squirt chemo on you. Pull out their port and
Yeah.
squirt chemo on you.
You might need to put that radioactive motherfucker down.
He squirt the sickness on me.
What a fucking tool, man. How, like, dumb ways to die. We should put that on TikTok.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
This article,
It's just, I don't know. I think it always goes to show, like you've seen those videos before of like people demonstrating gun safety and they like, almost shoot themselves in the foot or
It's
whatever.
fantastic. I love those.
I just wish that even some of those gun people would admit that, like, yes, guns can be dangerous, even if you know what you're doing.
There's one video, the guy he tries to do like a really up close like draw, and he like shoots himself. And he's like, I can't believe I shot myself.
Well, it's like the one. What's the one famous gun where these people are taking a gun safety course?
Yeah, the
And
guy
the
has a
instructor's
revolver.
like, yeah, he's got a fucking revolver, and he's like, all right, you want to do this and this and this, and have a firm grip, have your elbows out, and then it fucking fires before he wants to shoot it,
Yeah.
smacks him right in the face.
Well, he cocks it back and he barely touches the trigger and it like hits him right in the face.
And the one guy's like, question, did you mean to do that? And he's like, yes.
Yes.
And he just plays it off.
The one guy goes, he looks at the camera, he goes,
Man, when something like that happens, you just have to stop and say, look, this is why these things are fucking dangerous, and you got to be fucking careful when you're handling one.
Yeah.
Even a trained professional like myself can fucking shoot the gun and hit themselves in the face with it.
Yeah.
And there's training involved, but it's about 95% just common fucking sense.
Right.
But yeah,
It's
again,
95% common sense, 5% responsibility.
Don't take your gun into an MRI room.
yeah.
Right. I mean, when they tell you all metal objects need to go, and you've got a fucking, what do you imagine? It's a 9mm or something on his fucking waist.
Yeah.
Kind of what I figured.
On his fucking waist. On a holster.
$5, it's either a 1911 or it's a Glock. That's what it is.
And normally when you go in, somebody is like,
Motherfucker ain't carrying no 1911.
Hey, he might be.
What if he was like the guy from the Human Centipede, and he was walking in there with a giant fucking rifle under his raincoat, know? It fucking flipped up.
Yeah, you're good to go, sir. You don't need to move anything.
Wow. Hey, it's funny. You're like, I think I've heard everything that a Florida man could do. And then, well, that wasn't in Florida, but still,
No.
Can only imagine.
Somewhere south, right?
Mm-hmm.
Further south you go.
It's like the heat makes people do like incredibly fucking stupid things. Like just fucking dumb things that you don't think are possible. That fucking
humidity.
happens. Yeah, something just fucking makes them crazy.
Near the fucking Everglades in the swamp.
All right, what else we got, PBS?
All right. Got another one here from Sleazy. Indianapolis man arrested for trying to rob bank using TV remote. It definitely wasn't Adam Sandler, right?
Right.
Joshua Garza, 51, was arrested across the street from the bank with the remote still in his jacket pocket. IMPD detectives arrested an Indianapolis man for trying to rob a bank using a television remote control Wednesday morning. Joshua Garza, 51, was arrested across the street from the bank with remote in his jacket pocket. According to his arrest document, Garza entered the PNC Bank at 1259 South High School Road shortly before 9:30 a.m. Wednesday and approached a teller window. He took I appreciate the accuracy as usual. He took a Samsung remote controller from his pocket and pointed it at the vault door and said, "Open the vault." I added the emphasis on that one. I feel like I got to read it like I'm in a heist movie. The teller later told police she was confused by the robber's behavior. Garza reportedly said, "Give me $10,000 or I'll kill you," and started slamming the remote on the teller counter while repeating the threat.
Now, he was like, $10,000, bitch, right now.
No die packs. Put it in the bag.
You think he was putting fucking remote in her face like, do it now, bitch.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to fucking hurt you.
I'll push that fucking power button. You don't know what fucking happens.
The teller responded by saying, "Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to leave." Garza went to another window and again repeatedly told the teller to open the vault and give me $10,000.
Bitch.
The second teller also asked Garza to leave. Both tellers had pushed their hold-up alarm buttons before Garza stormed around the lobby and left the bank empty-handed. The employees locked the bank's doors. PNC Bank security provided surveillance photographs that detectives say clearly showed Garza and his clothing. He could be seen holding a black television remote control in his hand and holding his arm up as if he were aiming the remote control.
Wow.
Is he trying to hit the power button to shut him off?
Yeah.
Garza was not wearing any face covering inside the bank. Police found Garza sitting on a curb near the bank on the south side of Washington Street and arrested him without incident. He is due in court Friday morning.
You think he was like, I suck so bad, I can't even get away with fucking robbing a bank?
I'd be willing to bet this is a mentally ill person
Yeah.
of some sort.
I would have killed that bitch, but I didn't have no double A's in that fucking remote.
That's like, sir, the remote wasn't even loaded, okay?
Yeah, right.
You think he was like trying to like hit Paul's like, why isn't this working? They shouldn't be fucking talking to me or moving.
Mute.
Yeah.
If you're a teller, somebody had to try to fuck with him, like, just started like speaking, but not projecting any voice. And he's probably like,
I can't hear you. Turn the fucking volume
the
up.
volume is up all the way. Why aren't you speaking?
Quit talking.
I'm hitting the unmute button. God damn it. Wow, man, that's just, man. I just wonder, like, was he holding it like an actual like remote, or was he kind of like, kind of make it look like a gun almost? Or
Was he doing it gangster style and like holding it kind of cockeyed?
oh yeah, that would have been great. I hope there's video of this and we can share it someday.
Or was it like he had it holding it like a fucking rifle, like
Right.
Like holding it out like a machine gun? Like, do it.
This fucking Uzi has sprayed the bullets everywhere.
Man, he had to have said bitch too. There's no way he didn't. He didn't.
At that
insult
point, you
them.
have to say bitch.
Yeah, I mean, you got to get physical with him.
Yeah.
He was like, "Don't make me fucking hurt you.
you got to show your dominance.
Do what I say, and nobody gets hurt." Why only 10,000 too?
Yeah,
like is 10,000 like does he owe somebody $10,000, or is $10,000 just going to change his life?
10,000 would probably get him some good blow and some hose for the night, and
right.
that's all he. $10,000 is a lot of money to somebody like that, I'm sure.
I mean, you got to go big or go home.
Get himself a new remote.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right. Why not just ask for whatever, fill the bag up now, bitch.
Fill up the fucking bag.
Give me all the cash on hand.
He's probably homeless. They found him sitting on a corner outside the bank, so he's probably homeless and didn't even have a bag.
What if he needs his wisdom teeth removed and he's like, I gotta go to jail. Can't afford this shit.
Hey, people do that.
Oh yeah.
They do that.
Oh yeah. I had a friend who knew a guy who was like that, and he would go in and fuck something up at a store so he could get arrested, and he would get his dental work done while he was in prison or jail, not prison, jail. So then he'd get out and be good to go for another 8 months or whatever.
Time for my 6-month cleaning.
Right.
That's basically what it is. He's
Yeah.
like, oh, it's that time. Let me go ahead and act like I'm going to
Seemed like Jay walking right in front of some cops or something.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
God damn, my tooth hurts when I drink this Pepsi. Let's go punch this cashier. Time to get that dental work, baby.
Go to sleep, bitch. I got to get my teeth fixed.
Well, after the alligator story and this story, we'll almost have to change the title of this segment to like shit working people have to put up with.
Yeah.
Right. Daddy needs a crown. Get ready to take this fist to your face.
You're going to have to take this hit. I got to get my teeth fixed.
Do we have anything else for crazy news?
Well, old Robzilla just slipped one in here.
Yeah, I did.
At the last minute.
He slipped one in on you, huh?
Yeah, he must have been enamored of your gator story because he's got a gator story too.
Uh-oh.
But this one's got video. So
How old is it?
I don't.
this is from the 22nd.
I don't see it. Where's it at?
He just put it in. You might
Yeah,
have to update or something. Might have to refresh.
Let me hit the refresh button here. That should update in real time on Facebook. What are they doing?
Fatal gator attack. Terrifying video. 911 audio released. An alligator has a woman from TMZ.
Oh, I saw this one. She's walking her dog, 81-year-old woman.
85.
Yeah.
So this is
Jesus.
starts with an update from 2:55 p.m. There's a dramatic new video of the actual moment the gator lunged out of the water at Gloria Surge and her dog. Inside Edition obtained the horrifying footage, which shows Gloria looking away from the pond, and at the same time, you can see the alligator speeding through the water toward her. It wasn't until the reptile ran onto the land she realized the danger and attempted to pull her dog to safety. A 911 call from an alligator's deadly attack on an 85-year-old woman in Florida has just been released, and it's terrifying. The frightened caller who saw it all go down tells the 911 dispatcher, "There's a woman in the lake. The alligator's got her." It wasn't Betty White. The caller
What is that? Is that something on your end, Hot Sauce?
What?
sounds like something snapping.
Yeah, there's like a snap every once in a while.
I got something over here. I clicked it, but okay. I didn't know you could hear it.
Oh yeah, we can hear it. It's
Okay.
like
The caller says the huge gator grabbed the woman as she walked her small dog by the water, telling the dispatcher he pulled her into the lake. The dispatcher asks if the gator dragged the woman below the surface, and the caller says yes. As the call unfolds, the caller says that she hasn't seen the woman's surface for several minutes.
oh shit.
But about 8 minutes in, the caller notices a body floating in the water and claims, "I think she's gone. Oh my God."
Yeah.
As we reported, the attack happened Monday at a retirement community in Fort Pierce, Florida, where the victim, 85-year-old Gloria Surge, was walking her dog near a retention pond when the gator lunged at them. The roughly 10-foot alligator was ultimately captured and killed, but the woman's dog survived. Everybody loves it when the dog makes it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at least the dog made it.
Yeah. What the crazy
Sorry for about the grandma, but
Yeah, well, the crazy thing is too is that those people knew about the alligator and named it like Henry or Harry or some bullshit.
Really?
Yeah, so they knew the gator was there.
Here it is right here. I wonder.
I like how they hog tie that motherfucker too, like he missed it.
I don't hear any audio.
You can't hear the audio?
No.
It's a huge gator.
That's a huge gator.
I don't know why that doesn't play on here. I don't have the tab is not muted. Yeah, the site's not muted. I don't know.
Didn't we have that problem last time we played something?
Yeah, like we can hear it on our end, but old Hot Sauce can't, and it doesn't come through on the actual video feed. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't.
The default mic, maybe because it's playing on your through your
No,
computer or
it's something to do with StreamYard here.
Eh.
Like when you present, there's something. I don't know. It just doesn't.
Womp womp.
Yeah, it just doesn't play. I'll have to figure it out.
Boo.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, you know, for those of you that are watching the YouTube version, you saw that you can see it up there. You can go to TMZ and look up the video, and you'll hear some lady freaking out, you know, about the lady getting eaten by the alligator.
That'd be some shit, right? Just walking along for your day and you see a gator reach out and grab something, like,
Well,
damn.
it's, if when you watch the video, you see that fucking gator cruising quick too. Like and I think he was going for the dog, and then she got in the way, and then he just like, well, fuck it, grabbed her.
Right.
So I'm not chasing after no fucking dog. I'll just get the frail old lady.
If I live in Florida, I'll make damn sure I'm not near any fucking water
Right.
that I cannot see. What'd you say?
Talk about somebody who could have used a gun.
Yeah.
Right.
It doesn't sound like she would have had a chance to even get it. And that just sucks. You're just walking your fucking dog, and all of a sudden a gator fucking gets you.
Yeah.
It fucking sucks. And you're enjoying what you have left of your life, and you know, you're supposed to be, you know, enjoying your life around that time, not worrying about a fucking alligator getting you while you're enjoying the weather with your dog. God damn. Fucking savage ass Florida gators.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you putting in them sad stories, Rob?
I'm sorry.
You like funny stories about gators getting thrown at people and mentally ill people robbing banks with remotes.
I know. I'm sorry.
Mentally ill people.
That was somebody's meemaw.
The Meemaw got eaten by a gator.
Or Gam Gam.
Gam Gam. Yeah, Gam Gam seems more appropriate.
Yeah. The beer fest. Gam Gam.
Right. Man, I'm going to have to figure that out because I want to add that sound in eventually. Someday we'll figure it out. Get this goddamn StreamYard settled one way or the other. Guess I'll give them a thumbs down when they ask me after we get done recording.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
I think that's it for our crazy news.
that is it for crazy news. We crazy newsed our asses out for you guys today. Almost 40 fucking minutes of it. Okay. So I'm going to leave it up to you guys. We can just scratch DC update because it's just been 3-4 fucking weeks since they've announced that pretty much.
The DC shit show continues.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, James Gunn is making Superman something Legacy or something like that.
Yeah.
Then there's going to be a couple other movies. There's going to be
Batman and Robin movie.
a Batman and Robin movie. And there's going to be some shows. That's all you really need to know.
Mhm.
You can go look up that shit. There's going to be a Green Lantern show too.
Yep.
But we already
Lantern
kind of knew that.
Reports.
Looking forward to that. I still think Green Lantern was one of those ones that sort of got unfairly maligned when it came out. Not that it was particularly great or anything, but that would have been something I would have liked to have seen.
They rushed it. They rushed it and they fucked it all up.
And I still don't think Ryan Reynolds wasn't a good fit for Green Lantern. Should have been somebody else.
Yeah, I thought he was great as Hal Jordan. I just thought the
he
movie
did okay,
sucked.
but I should have been somebody else.
I mean, when you laugh at the bad guy like I did in
Yeah.
the theater, I was the only person that laughed. I think people were insulted.
Not that
Get
there
over
were
it.
too many of us in there.
Yeah, there was like 8 people in there, and I was just like, he came like rolling out on the electric wheelchair, and he had his head tilted down. It was all fucking
He'd gotten attacked by whoever the bad guy was,
yeah.
so his head was all like big. And,
It was growing, and his powers were manifesting. And
right from his
Wow.
brain, and he was in like a wheelchair because he couldn't walk anymore.
he like drove around the corner to reveal himself, and I was like, ha! Like, that's literally like, but so what you need to know about Paramount Plus is they are raising their price. It sounds like, I don't know how much. How much do they raise it? $2, $1?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be something.
It's not crazy.
Yeah. See,
It's not a crazy thing. But they have combined their premium with the Showtime. So I think it was what, $11.99?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the new rate.
If you had, I had the commercial version of Paramount Plus with Showtime added on, and that was fucking $11.99. And I think if you had premium and you added Showtime on, it was $14.99.
That's what I was paying. I had
Right.
Paramount Plus with Showtime for $14.99.
You were like, you sent a thing in the group like, hey, this is going up. You know, I just actually my price went down. And I was like, well, I wonder why I haven't gotten a fucking email from them yet. So I go in and I look at my settings. And I'm like, these motherfuckers, they're charging me the premium price with fucking commercials still. So all I had to do was change to the price for the premium package, the same price, to get rid of the commercials.
Because it says the premium Paramount Plus tier with Showtime will rise to $11.99 from $9.99.
Yeah.
An essential tier from Showtime without Showtime with advertising will climb to $5.99 from $4.99.
It's just
they wanted to double dip on you.
right. It's like, motherfuckers, you're not going to get this one over on old Sleazy here.
Trying to honey dick you.
Yeah, they did. They were full force trying to honey dick me.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, not today, you rich fuckers.
Rich bastards.
You ain't taking advantage of me. You know, 10 years ago, I'd have probably wouldn't even cared to look.
Right.
I'd have
right.
just kept it going and wouldn't have even noticed. It seems like the older you get tired of getting fucked, you know?
Yeah.
You're like,
Dollars start adding up.
Yeah.
right. And I'm like, I'm going to get my money's worth out of this shit one way or the other. But there will be no honey dicking this month, Paramount Plus. Nice try, assholes.
You lose.
You lose this time. Have you guys checked out anything on Paramount Plus? I mean, we watched Babylon this week. I
I don't think I have.
By the way, I did catch the first episode of Picard a couple weeks ago. And this is season 3 of Picard,
Yep,
final season. And they started off with a bang. I got to tell you, I'm impressed.
I'm seeing that I still got to finish season 2. But
course
for
you
the
do.
first few seasons, the critical response wasn't all that great.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing it a lot better with this season.
Yeah, I mean, this one starts off and you're like, holy shit, this is awesome. But I didn't think, like, the first season I thought was great. The second season was okay, but it ended good. I didn't think it was anything. I just think people get too technical nowadays. They can't just sit and fucking enjoy it. I mean, everybody's got to be a critic to some degree.
Yeah.
Now that we, all can voice our opinions on such illustrious social media accounts that we all have. But yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying it. It gives you that next generation feel kind of mixed in with the new vibe of Star Trek that they're going for. But yeah, it's good. You should check it out if you're a next generation fan or even a Star Trek fan.
You should definitely check out Strange New Worlds.
Yeah, that's good. I haven't even gotten deep into that. Like I'm on an episode now where Spock and his fiance get mind melded.
Body switch.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
That was one of those ones you're watching and you're like, oh my God, we're doing a body switch episode, but it was pretty good.
Yeah. They do some stuff. And I mean, Captain Pike, that guy that plays Captain Pike,
Anson Mount.
he is fucking awesome as Captain Pike. And it's so sad because you know what happens to Captain Pike. And you're like, God damn, I don't want this shit to happen to him. But okay. So before the podcast today, Peacock released the unrated version of M3GAN. And for those of you that don't know what M3GAN is, it is a horror movie.
Blumhouse.
by Blumhouse.
Mhm.
So if you're a Blumhouse fanboy, this is right up your alley. But M3GAN is kind of like, what would you call it? The new age Chucky without any possession or anything.
Yeah, with evolving AI, basically.
Yeah. So, first of all, I actually kind of enjoyed it. We got some good laughs out of it.
I feel like I would have, and I enjoyed it more watching with someone than I would by myself. I'd probably been like, eh.
It would have just been okay watching it by myself, but we had some good laughs and
yeah,
we talked about some scenes as they were unfolding. So it's definitely one of those movies that, I would agree wholeheartedly. You need to watch with somebody and make it a fun event.
Yeah.
But it's decent. It's decent.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
It's not gory. It's not over the top, jump scares or anything like that. But
it's creepy.
There's some creepy stuff that goes on. But anyways, this girl, she is orphaned and her aunt is next in line to take care of her, from the parents' wishes. The aunt is a super smart tech person that works for a toy company, and she's trying to make the next big thing, for her company, which happens to be a companion child robot of some sort. But it has to be paired with the kid, and the more time that it spends with the kid, the more it
evolves
and understands and teaches the kid. And, it teaches the kid science facts and different facts about other things and life in general. And it's programmed to console,
emotional support. Basically,
it's just got all the bells and whistles that you'd want.
$10,000 price tag too.
Yeah, and suffice to say, things take a turn for the worse.
Right.
It's AI.
A murderous turn.
Yep.
Yes.
It evolves, and that's your movie. So, and anybody that looks the wrong way at this kid is in for a world of fucking hurt.
Yep.
But decent movie. I had fun watching it. I mean, that's the whole point of the movies, man. Yeah. Were you not entertained?
Were you not entertained?
Yes, I was. I was entertained. Not highly entertained, just entertained. But I thought it could have been, even that unrated version was kind of tame.
It was really tame.
And I've never seen the theatrical version, so I can't compare it. But it is on, both versions are on Peacock, I believe. So you can compare them at, your own time or blessing, whatever you want to say.
What's the runtime difference between the unrated and the rated?
Look it up.
You should be on that, Rob.
He should. He needs to have his fucking notebook.
He should be able to tell us what the difference between the two is.
Should have his notebook.
Yeah, I know. My notebook.
I will say it is it's written by, let me make sure I say her name right. I think it's Akilah Cooper, and she wrote or co-wrote *Malignant* as well.
Yeah,
and she actually wrote some of the episodes in *Strange New Worlds* we were just talking about.
Oh, nice. So it was released in theaters on PG-13. So if that tells you, it's not gory. You don't really see a lot of the, killings or anything like that. They kind of leave it to your imagination. But there is one part that is kind of, I don't know if I'd say gory, but it gets a little intense. Man, how long is it going to take you to look that shit up?
The unrated was 1 hour and 42 minutes. And the other one was 102 minutes.
So the theatrical version is 102 minutes.
Yes.
The unrated version is 100
in 2 minutes.
They're the same time. 1 hour and 40 minutes and 102 minutes are the same.
Yeah,
they're the same.
I just wanted to make sure I got that right.
Yeah, no, I
I'm sorry. I put him on the spot. It fucked him up. I'm sorry.
It fucked me up. I'm sorry.
I made him do some work.
Like I can sit here and give you shit, Rob, but I would have read the same fucking thing and looked like.
Well, then I was like, same fucking thing.
We said 1 hour and 42 minutes, and the other one is 102 minutes. I'm going.
Wait a minute. It's not adding up.
Oh, it's adding up to zero. They're equal.
It's funny. When we got back to the house after we went out for our pre-show dinner, I was like, "Hey, Rob, Hot Sauce is supposed to be watching M3GAN.
I know.
Do you think we can get this in before 9 p.m.?" Rob was like, it was like, the geometry, like shapes were like flying and the equations were flying past him. And he was like, yes, if we start now, we will finish exactly when it's time to record.
Damn.
Yeah. What was it? Green Hornet, when he's sitting there, he's like, you've been sitting there for 3 fucking hours.
And guess what time it was when the credits rolled? It was 9:05.
Damn.
I've overshot it by 5 minutes. But that could be because maybe I didn't start it on time on his calculations. Who knows?
Do you guys have any other like favorite killer robot movies?
Chopping Mall.
Chopping Mall.
Yeah, Chopping Mall.
Chopping Mall's got to
Chopping
be.
Mall, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Is that the only one I can think of?
I always remember one that I saw on TV like years ago, probably back in the 90s, and it was called Evolver. And it's about like this family gets a robot. I can't remember if they order it or it just gets sent to them, but the idea is it's supposed to be sort of like part babysitter, part security.
Oh shit!
And of course, things start happening. And I haven't seen it in a long time. I think it's streaming on like Vudu with ads. I've been meaning to revisit it. And,
1995 sci-fi horror, hour and 35 minutes.
yeah.
What's the name of it again?
Evolver. I think I saw it on the Sci-Fi Channel back. I remember I saw it on the Sci-Fi Channel back when it was still the SCI-Fi channel.
Oh man, you
And,
know it's good then.
I remember they had the poster at the video store. I'm pretty sure. So I'm sure it's not a particularly good movie, but I've been meaning to check it out for a while.
It's got Ethan Embry in it.
Yeah, probably young Ethan Embry.
There was one I watched when I was younger too. I think it's called Hardware.
Yeah.
That one was kind of weird and trippy, but I know that was something to do with a robot they actually turned on. It was like a soldier robot.
Yeah. That's an interesting
It
one.
was a soldier.
And what was it? I think it's a Death Machine as well. That one's pretty good.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, that one's
You're on your own on that.
Rob is just rattling off every shitty robot movie you can
Exactly.
think of right now.
Exactly.
I don't know of any like crazy robot movies. Like I don't.
Right. Chopping Mall is the only one I can think of.
Right. You think of Terminator, sort of a kind of.
Yeah,
Counts.
I mean that's like kind of like a go-to basically, but
RoboCop.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's fantastic.
We were just talking. What's the thing that RoboCop battles at the end of RoboCop 1?
The Ed 2.
Yeah,
That's what I was thinking
that's
of.
it, yeah, and then in the second one, he fights the guy in like his brains in the robot, just like RoboCop's Kane.
Isn't RoboCop on Peacock now or Paramount Plus?
I don't know. Maybe
It's on one of those.
Ed 209. Is that right? Is that what you said?
Yep.
I used to fucking love RoboCop.
Drop it.
I've still got my RoboCop NES game.
Oh, do you really? I used to fucking love that
And,
game.
I used to
man.
play at the arcade, like the one in South High Street when they had the arcade.
Why is that not on Nintendo Switch Online?
Right.
Like, I need to write a letter to Nintendo. Like, you need to include this now.
Let's
What was
see.
that?
RoboCop is streaming on DirecTV, Freebie, blah blah blah, Paramount Plus, Pluto, Tubi, Roku with ads.
Yeah, I thought I saw it. So that's another one I gotta. That just needs to be like on the yearly rewatch. So fucking good.
I can't wait for the video game since that's gonna be pretty sweet.
Speaking of RoboCop, I've been watching Solar Opposites on Hulu.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a RoboCop joke in there that just had me in fucking tears, dude.
Is it about shooting somebody in the dick?
No.
Go-to for the RoboCop joke.
No, so the Solar Opposites is an alien family that crashes on Earth because they flee their planet because it gets hit by an asteroid. But they have a pupa is what it's called. I'm not even sure, like, is it supposed to like grow and take over the planet for them or something?
I think it's just like a pet.
Yeah,
think,
it's
yeah.
something like they're taking care of it and raising it. Like, I'm not really sure yet. Like, I think I'm on season 2 or 3, but like there's this running joke in every couple episodes where they're like, don't leave the pupa alone at home and it'll watch RoboCop or some shit like that. And then it's from the creators of Rick and Morty. So it's kind of got the, that Family Guy cutscene or whatever.
Yeah.
But it always cuts to the fucking pupa sitting in front of the table or sitting in front of the TV on the couch watching RoboCop. And there's always like a line like, you're coming with me, dead or alive. And then the fucking pupa runs upstairs terrified. and it gets in its bed and has like a fucking revolver with a blanket over its head. Like it's terrified of RoboCop. And like there's a handful of episodes where they just keep going back to this. And the pupa just keeps running upstairs and hiding under the blankets from RoboCop.
My favorite one.
RoboCop's the good guy though.
Right, but he's bad in this.
But I think my favorite one's from Family Guy because they're like playing like almost like airsoft, but they end up using real guns. And Peter's like, "Well, you're doing a lot better than Peter Weller from the opening scene of RoboCop," and they're fucking shooting him. He's like, "Ah."
I was just talking to somebody the other day, like, how outdated is RoboCop? Like, I mean, when in the 80s, that was like, oh, that's so fucking cool.
Yeah,
it's a dead guy inside a robot's body, you know, controlling a robot's body. And now you're like, you see these Boston Dynamic robots, they're like flipping over fucking platforms and clearing them, you know, like it's a fucking what was the American Gladiator show, you know, like it's running obstacle courses and shit and carrying fucking 100 and 200 pound crates. And RoboCop, it takes like 10 minutes for him to walk over to you and threaten you.
Yeah.
Somebody posted a picture of like RoboCop driving the car, and they're like, RoboCop was so futuristic back then. Look at him driving this stylish new Ford Taurus.
Ford Taurus.
But then they remade it, but I mean, they try to make him like he can jump over like huge fences and shit. And
yeah, like the remake was really good.
Yeah.
I thought.
I like the remake a lot.
Yeah, and people bashed it, and
it had our boy in it, man.
Yeah, I mean, Michael Keaton was in it, and the thing was, Michael Keaton wasn't really a bad guy.
Yeah,
like there wasn't. I mean, he was bad, but he wasn't a terrible bad guy. So I mean, they just didn't have like a good protagonist in it, but and it just everything has to make a certain amount of money, and they did. I don't think they ever gave it a chance to recoup its money, and they were like, we're done with it. Like kind of like Dredd. It doesn't have the following that Dredd has, but it's up there. I just think those movies aren't very successful as far as bringing in everybody to watch them because other people just don't like sci-fi.
And I really like the part in that movie too when like he's like, I want to see, and he's all he has is fucking lungs, a face, and a hand.
Yeah, it had a well, you know, not only Michael Keaton but Joel Kinnaman. Joel Kinnaman.
Yeah.
Yo, I need a ride, Linda.
Hey, yo, Linda, I need a ride.
Yo, Linda, give me a ride. Great show, by the way. What was the name of that show?
The Killing.
Killing, yeah.
Dude,
that's like
that's one of the best shows you could ever watch.
The best crime show ever. I was going so fucking crazy trying to figure out who the killer was in that show.
Yeah.
That's one of the best shows because normally, like, if you're an avid watcher of things, you can kind of guess what's going on. But man, that shit, it had me hooked, dude. And I was
who else was in that? Because I feel like I started that and never stuck with it, but then didn't it get picked up later on by Netflix?
Well, because they had one season. I think it ended, and then they picked it up. I think
because it was
it had
two seasons. Then
it had a couple, 3.
I thought it was like on AMC or something.
Yeah,
for like 2 or 3 or 4 seasons.
Yeah. It had 3 seasons on AMC, I believe, and Netflix picked it up for a 4th to kind of
finish it up.
I know Netflix.
Yeah, to kind of give it closure. The redhead, I believe she's a redhead. Maybe not.
No, she is. She was in Sabotage with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold. Yeah,
she was kind of like a whore crackhead.
Yeah, she's one of those chicks. Like when you see her, you know who she is, but you don't. She's not a household name. We'll just say that.
Morella Enos.
Yeah. See, you would have never fucking guessed.
No,
that.
I have no
idea. Yeah, I mean, The Killing is fucking great, though. One of the best crime shows I think I've ever watched. Over like fucking Law and Order or whatever. Which, by the way,
it was 4 seasons. The Killing.
Didn't old dude from was it Law and Order?
Yeah, he passed away.
Yeah, he passed away. The guy with the glasses.
Yep. The Grim Reaper spun that wheel.
He did.
He's landing.
Who's the? Oh yeah, Richard Belzer.
Yeah,
Belzer.
Munch.
See, that's why we have PBS on here because he knows names, and I'm terrible.
Munch that played the same character on like,
I'm just like
20
that
different shows
with the fucking tinted glasses, and he's a hard ass to all the criminals. That's who died.
He was one of my favorite characters on the show.
Everybody liked Munch.
For some reason, like USA used to show SVU all the time. And I think they still do, but for some reason they don't usually show like the older episodes for some reason. Munch is usually the cutoff. Like if Munch ain't in this anymore, I don't need to watch it.
Munch getting put to sleep by Hulk Hogan and busting his fucking head open on stage.
Law and Order's still on in some capacity too, isn't it?
Well, it got canceled, then it came back.
Okay.
It's on they got it on one of the isn't it on one of the streamers? Isn't it on Peacock?
Oh, it'd have to be Peacock.
Yeah, I think it's still on TV.
Because they own
But I thought they had
USA.
a Peacock version though too.
They might. Yeah, they might be launching one.
I know.
or something.
I know. Dad likes Blue Bloods though with Tom Selleck.
Oh, dude, old people love that fucking
they do.
show. Old people love Blue Bloods.
Yeah.
I'm just like, why?
Who doesn't love an old procedural with an old movie star?
Well, I always liked the Special Victims Unit because I like Christopher Meloni or
Yeah. Is that the dude from
Oz.
I
think he was going with that other show where he's
he's got the imaginary friend. Yeah, from Netflix. Yeah, that was
yeah.
That
That's
was a fun show. Yeah,
he's in movies too.
Yeah,
wasn't he in the Ninja Turtles movie?
No, I think you're thinking of
so.
Elias something.
Yeah, Elias Codius.
Yeah, there we
Casey
go.
Jones.
Casey Jones.
Oh
Elias Codius.
yeah. That's who I'm thinking.
They do look kind of similar.
Yeah.
You said Chris Maloney.
Yeah, MEL. I'm mispronouncing that. Really,
It's Chris Maloney.
I'm trying to look it up here.
Let me see here. NYPD Blue, Law and Order.
I always remember when I was younger, there was another police procedural. I think it was called like maybe The District or something. It had like Craig T. Nelson was the police chief.
It's called Happy.
Ooh.
On Netflix.
Happy?
Yeah.
Happy is the show on Netflix.
Yeah. I couldn't remember.
Remember you guys used to talk about that one every now and again.
Yeah, it was entertaining. I started the second season. It's only got 2 seasons. I've watched like the first 3 or 4 episodes.
Oh yeah, he does look similar to the one guy I'm thinking of.
Yeah, if you looked up a picture of Elias Codius from back in the day.
Yeah.
Christopher Milani.
Yeah.
Okay. MELONI.
Yeah, I know I was mispronouncing that.
I'm thinking like MAL something NI.
Yeah, they got like SVU still on, and then they brought the one where he's on it.
Yeah, he was the general in Man of Steel.
Was he?
Yeah.
I don't remember a whole lot about Man of Steel.
Yeah,
you should. It's a great movie.
Other than Kevin Costner being like, "Don't save me."
Colonel Nathan Hardy, what he played.
Man of Steel is a cinematic masterpiece.
If you say so.
I will take that to my grave.
You can. That's where you can take it.
So
it gets better every watch, and you should revisit it.
So this is funny because he actually played the voice of Spike on the show Dinosaurs.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that's funny.
That's old.
Yeah, that's old school.
That's old. What an interesting fact. I know we have you here for a reason. Thanks,
I told
Rob.
you. I'm king of bullshit.
Way to contribute. I love it.
Random bullshit.
I love it.
Oh, he was on Veep as well. That's another great show. If you've never seen Veep, fucking amazing.
Veep is the shit. All right, so it is time for our last segment of the night. And spoiler alert, we're going to talk about Ant-Man and the Wasp, the Quantum Realm. Quantumania. Sorry.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry. Yeah, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Quantumania. Sorry. They're in the quantum realm.
Yeah.
It's that long COVID, man. It's getting me.
Mm-hmm.
But we went and saw it last night. And Hot Sauce, you saw it, what, Wednesday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were the only one in the theater, weren't you?
About 6 people showed up.
Okay.
I went in and I walked in the theater and there was, Jesus Christ, that was an experience all in itself. The, you talking about old people going, this is throwing back to the beginning. You're talking about old people just going to the movie to see a movie. I think they did. When I go in, there's this older couple and they look like they were very old. And it doesn't look like they were there to see anything that I could imagine that they were there to see. And it was just like, please just move. Just move. Just move. Go somewhere else. But yeah, I walked in the theater and there was probably like 2 people in there, and then 1 person came in and sat at the end of my row, and then a couple people came in and sat in a row in front of me, and like there's probably about 5 or 6 people total.
Oh, okay. Wow. Old people do love to go to the movies during the day.
It's the best time to go.
And that was a 1:30 p.m. showing too.
Oh, the fucking savages.
We had a 7 p.m. showing on Thursday night, and it wasn't bad. I mean,
Just that one guy getting his phone out 3 or 4 times.
oh my God, dude. There was 2 people. Had to keep getting their fucking phones out.
Yeah.
This one guy just kept checking it. Like,
Gotta
just
check my notifications.
yeah, he just kept lighting the screen up. And I mean, they were dimmed. I'll give him that. They were dimmed. But this one lady, she kept opening Instagram and checking her messages every 10 minutes.
At that point, you want to say, you know what? Once you go ahead and fucking vape and just complete the whole fucking circle for me,
I think I'm just gonna bring like an air horn, and every time I see somebody turn on their phone, I'm just gonna blow the air horn.
I feel like you need to
shut that thing off.
Bring like a cup of pennies and just throw a penny at him or something.
I remember going to the movies when I was a kid, South High Street at Lowe's Theater.
Yeah.
There used to be this hard ass that worked at the theater. He took his job to the max fucking serious. I don't know if you remember the guy who I'm talking about, but he kind of had like a horseshoe balding haircut.
I don't.
And he had a beard, and he wore the tie and everything like the Lowe's theater attendants did back in the day. But he would do trivia before certain movies and hand out movie posters and shit. It was fun.
Oh, okay.
But he was a hard ass too.
Okay.
He would fucking walk in and out of the theater. You know how they used to have the flashlight and stuff? And if you were fucking around, he'd hit that light on you, like, calm the fuck down or you have to leave, you know?
Yeah.
And people just didn't fuck around back then. Of course, they didn't have cell phones, but
yeah,
if you got out of hand, that dude was there and he was fucking on it.
Yeah.
We salute you, Mr. Movie Theater Usher with the flashlight guy.
We need more people.
We need you.
That guy's a bit of a hard ass, but now that you're older, you're like,
oh, I wish that guy was still around.
Not all heroes.
I can feel your hatred.
That man needs to come out of retirement and fuck these people up.
Yeah.
Like I could just see it. If he would go nuts, he would have a field day with these people on their fucking cell phones.
He'd probably fucking shoot someone at that.
Remember that though, when people used to walk up and down the aisles?
Well, they even had like the little red like light too. Not even like the hardcore flashlight, but the little red one. Like
it was like a wand or whatever.
Yeah. Where the fuck's your ticket?
I don't even feel like I noticed. It used to be they'd come in a couple times during the movie, even if they just stood off to the side just to eyeball everybody for a minute.
They don't even come in now. They're like,
they got cameras in the fucking theaters now. They just sitting somewhere and watching feed. They don't need to come in there.
That dude would be in it. He'd be walking the aisles and be like, hit the flashlight on somebody and be like, those aren't milk duds from the concession stand. Throw them away now.
Where the fuck you bring those in for, huh?
We don't serve cans of Pepsi here, dickhead. Get the fuck out.
I know you didn't buy that here, cocksucker.
If you want to drink soda in here, you got to go to the fountain.
I'm not fucking 5 years old, dude. You're acting.
But anyways, aside from that, I still had fun watching the movie.
Yeah.
But
it wasn't quite the ordeal.
No, it was
time, but it's still just annoying.
Yeah, it just you see that shit out of the corner of your eye and it takes your attention off the movie. But like when I go to the movie, I don't get on my phone at all. But when I'm at home watching a movie, I do get on my phone.
Yeah.
So I have to make an effort, but I just
it's almost part of the reason of going to the movie.
Right. So I get detached from my phone for a couple of hours.
I know for a fact I'm going to put my phone down.
Right. Because I don't want to be rude to anybody else. I don't want to ruin their experience.
You don't want to be that guy.
Yeah. And I make sure I turn my fucking watch off. I turn my fucking ringer off. I put my phone up. I even put my hat. You've noticed when we were watching the movie, I even took my hat off and put it over my phone, kind of in my lap. But these motherfuckers, man, they just don't fucking care. Every movie now, there's at least a couple of these people, and it's a fucking epidemic, man. We got to get rid of these people somehow, some way. I'm gonna make a TikTok and just say, "Fuck all of you people if you do this."
I always want to like turn the light on my phone and like take a picture of them, like just be super annoying about it.
Right.
Of course, that would just bother everybody else in the theater. That's always my first thought. Like, let me just put the flashlight on my phone and take a picture.
These people are fucking terrorists, though.
They are.
We need to enlist the government to take these people out. Like they just don't. They're gonna ruin the movie experience for everybody.
They are.
It's like when you're in elementary school and that one kid goes to the bathroom, but he doesn't go to the bathroom. He's out fucking something up in the hallway, and everybody loses their bathroom privileges. So,
we had those back in the day.
Yeah, there's always that one fucking person that ruins something for everybody.
Why can't you punish him? Why you got to punish us?
But anyways, back to Ant-Man Quantumania. Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Quantumania. Don't forget the Wasp.
So, Now, I enjoyed the movie, but I didn't love it. It's not bad like everybody's saying it is, but it's not great at all. Like, I mean, they really just blew us away with those 2 Avengers movies, and I just think people are wanting something even better every time they go to the movies. It's not going to be that way. I mean,
we don't. There's nothing unexpected anymore, really.
right.
Like, I still remember my mom asking me what was the big deal with the first Avengers, and I even told her then, like, it's the fact that they finally did it. They finally got everybody, and that it worked. It wasn't necessarily some great movie or anything like that, but it was good.
Right.
And they pulled it off. That was sort of like the big thing. Like, oh my God, they pulled it off.
It was a fucking event is what it was. It was something. Yeah.
And now every time you go to a Marvel movie, you're going to see a bunch of Marvel people.
Right.
You're not going to see anybody sort of unexpectedly die probably or anything like that. Or somebody just because we know so much about the movies, pop culturally going into them, you're probably not going to see somebody show up you didn't expect.
And just to give a fair warning to our listeners now, if you haven't seen Ant-Man and you don't want it spoiled, this is probably where we need to say goodbye for this episode.
It's been out a week. Fuck you.
Well,
yeah,
it's a Marvel movie.
Yeah, well, that's the thing too. You have to realize that typically, whenever a Marvel movie comes out, we usually try to see it the day before. This is a week later. You can just.
I wanted to go see it last week, but the theaters filled up on Thursday and Friday, and I was just like, "Oh fuck it," I've got a week to where I don't need to see it right away.
Right.
But I wanted to see it before we recorded tonight for sure.
Well, yeah.
Faux show.
Doesn't that kind of tell you what you need to know? Like I even when like one of the whichever one of the last Avengers came out, people were like, "Oh, I got to avoid spoilers." Now it's kind of like, whatever. I'll see it in a week.
Yeah. Now there was a couple things on TikTok that I just I saw as soon as they started talking about it, I was like, nope. But I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm annoyed by it or anything, but for a third installment of a movie, it should be at its peak. You know what I mean? Like, these people should be gelling together and it should just be an event, like we talked about, and it's not.
We kind of see it as, I think we're all trilogy minded.
Right.
So you're kind of thinking, oh, like this has got to be sort of the end in some way. And it should have some conclusion or just some sort of, punch in a way. And it's just another Ant-Man movie.
Yeah.
Now,
which is fine. But
before we get going here, Hot Sauce, let's give it your Thor Love and Thunder rating here.
Yeah, that's bad. He's thinking
Thor Love and Thunder is a low bar. I mean, the low bar has been set and we're right there at the bar. I mean, we pulled right up to that bar. We're sitting right there looking over like, "Hey, bud, how you doing?" I mean, we're looking right down at the end of the bar at the other guy like, "Hey."
Hand in hand.
You lonely over there too, buddy?
Mini Ant-Man is running on the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you think Paul Rudd is like, "Hey, Thor, nice seeing you"?
It's the guy.
Yeah, it's definitely it's there.
So I mean, look, I had a good time with my friends, and it's a Marvel movie now. Has the bar dropped? I don't think the bar is exactly dropped. I just think that
Marvel fatigue is setting in.
Well, and I agree with Hot. It's Marvel fatigue. And it's just like, I'm not emotionally invested with these characters as we were in the past. I could fucking care less.
I don't know if it's exactly Marvel fatigue or like, I just want to see something. Like, I'm not, like you said, I'm not really invested in fucking Ant-Man's father-in-law and mother-in-law. And don't get me wrong. I love seeing Michelle Pfeiffer on the big screen again.
Yeah.
And she looks great for her age. And, but I don't like, is it, I mean, I guess it's necessary for their big picture plan, but I'm just ready to see some new faces in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Well, it goes back again to like, we've seen this. We saw Marvel do their 3 or 4 phases culminating in the end game and all that. And they're just going to do that again, which is fine, but we've seen it. We know they could pull it off.
Yeah.
And it's not quite as special again.
All right. So I took the time. I actually tweeted this out as soon as I got home. Here's my 4 problems I had with Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Number 1, Michael Pena is not in this movie.
Right.
He's been with us 1 and 2, and he's a great character. And he had a bigger role in the second one.
Yeah.
And I mean, he was the guy talking and telling stories. He would have been so fucking great in the Quantumania, the quantum realm, like all the situational comedy they could have put in with him seeing all the different creatures and beings in the quantum realm. I mean, that would have been great. It's just a huge it was a huge wasted opportunity for them. Like, I just don't understand why they didn't put him in it. Was it, too much to put Michael Pena in there?
Well, it would have been because they had to get Michael Douglas in there as Hank. They had to get Michelle Pfeiffer. They had to get the daughter. They had to get Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I would have
everybody in there.
Like, I didn't and that's the thing. Oh, I'll get to it. I'll just get to it. Hold on. It's on my list here. So number 2, Evangeline Lilly's haircut. The short hair just did not fucking work.
Yeah.
It actually bothered me the whole movie. I'm like, why? She just looks so strange and different with it. Not that she looked terrible, but it just didn't work for the character.
Yeah.
That was her business lady haircut.
Yeah, obviously, but it just didn't work for her. I mean, listen, I don't find women unattractive with short hair or anything, but it just looked like somebody else playing her.
Well, it just looks like somebody just took a pair of scissors and just fucking cut it. And
I
it
felt
doesn't look
detached from these characters that I previously loved in the first 2 movies. For some reason, I just didn't feel any attachment to them. No emotional attachment. Even with his daughter, I'm like,
I could care less.
yeah, I just didn't
Baby
care
Amber Heard.
Is that like her
She
daughter?
she looked like Amber Heard to me. Like, I'm sitting there looking like, this looks like a young Amber Heard.
Amber Heard Jr.
I just didn't care about, like, I could have gone either way with her being in the movie. I just didn't fucking care.
I mean, if she's in the beginning and then wasn't in the rest of the movie and had Michael Pena, I'd been happy with that.
I get it. That's Ant-Man's, his thing, his daughter.
That's the arc. He wasn't there for when she was little.
Well, big deal. Quit crying about
and
it.
the blip and all that.
Whatever.
And, number 3, chemistry. Like, they're just, and that goes back to us, being emotionally connected to these characters. I just did not feel it. And it just didn't, like, their connection felt really stale. Even with his daughter, like, the emotion just didn't come across to me.
Do you think, kind of going off of chemistry, that a lot of these Marvel movies are like too fake, like too much green screen stuff, and you never even know sometimes, well, like, if the actors are even actually interacting with each other,
right?
Or if it's just somebody doing a scene and somebody else doing a scene somewhere else.
Do they do their scenes separately and then they just kind of plug them in?
Because they got that, didn't they do that thing with the Mandalorian, where they've got, like, it's not a green screen, but it's like it's the whole environment.
Yeah, it cuts down production
or whatever. And that's one of my problems with a lot of these movies. Like, you're part of Disney, like one of the biggest companies in the world. You can get anybody you want, do anything you want, put any music you want in there. You've got the money to do anything,
right?
And the clout, or whatever you want to call it. And they still, build me a set or something. I don't.
Put some
it's
effort.
more. It's like I say, it's more of a feeling of a chemistry than anything else. And it's not always there. And I think it's starting to show.
Is it Babylon, the advancement of movies and the technology involved, and
right.
Yeah, it's just. Like you said, something's missing.
Well, like, there's that story about Ian McKellen doing The Hobbit, and he broke down on set because everything he was doing was, on a green screen, and he was talking to a tennis ball or whatever. And he said, this isn't acting. This isn't what I wanted to do. I didn't want to do it like this. And I think some of that stuff is starting to kind of show, especially in, like, the Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, something is just not right, whether it's the writing, the directing. And I mean, something's coming across the screen that's just not making you attached to the movie. But I don't know. And, like, I don't think it's a bad movie, like I said, but you can tell that there is a lot of room for improvement. And I don't know what the answer is, but something just, I don't know. It's not.
I don't think, I'm with you. I don't think it was a particularly bad Marvel movie or anything. But I don't know of any. I wouldn't pick any Marvel movie out as like a really, great movie or anything. So the distance between the best Marvel movie and the worst Marvel movie for me it's not all that far. and this felt like it was just in there. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
okay, it's a Marvel movie, not the best, not the worst, whatever.
Yeah, it feels like they've got their formula and they just roll it out every time, the same thing. And I know a lot of people were complaining about the jokes in this one. I didn't even think there was a lot of jokes in it.
Not the usual that we complain about. We always complain about that extra one-liner or
Like,
something.
I felt like there should have been a little bit more like Paul Rudd humor in it.
Yeah, I didn't feel any more like, you know, Paul Rudd like
Now,
basic jokes. Or
I will
like
say
that.
the probability scene was pretty funny with
That was pretty
all
cool,
the Ant-Man coming out, and then there's the one Baskin Robbins
yeah,
Scott that comes out, and you're like, oh, that was funny.
Yeah,
but you know, there's just something that they just miss with this movie, and we have an idea what it is, but you still can't put your finger on it. Like there's just something wrong, and they're just, I don't know, it's just not coming across very well. And for us, it's not bothering us a whole lot, but we know there's an issue. But for other people, they're really fucking pissed, and they're hating on this movie because of it. And I mean, even Wakanda Forever, I mean, I had the same fucking feeling with that movie. It's just like they go over the top with the effects, and it's just mediocre acting at that, you know, at best. Whereas, you know, like Captain America had stellar acting. Avengers was a great story, and I mean, they put everything together, and the performances were good, and there was situational comedy in it, you know, not too many dick jokes, you know.
yeah.
But I don't know, I mean, there's just something up, and I don't know what I can, you know, quite put, you know, my finger on it and identify it. But they're gonna have to change something up, and you know, get back to making this an event, you know, making it an experience when you go to the movies.
Like at this point, what makes you want to see the next whatever that's coming out?
I didn't even see Wakanda Forever in theaters.
Yeah,
I just
either.
I still haven't seen it.
Yeah, I waited. I didn't even like jump when it was on Disney Plus. I waited a week after that when it came out. But I don't know. So, okay, moving on. My last complaint about Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantum Realm, or Quantumania. MODOK's face. I mean,
It really seemed like the cheap way to do it.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
It just looks like it looked like it was like he was on a TV screen.
You know what it reminded me
whatever.
of? It reminded me of one of these shitty fucking kids YouTube shows that you put on for your kid to keep them entertained, like a cheap effects that somebody's put together, and they're just doing some crazy animation. That was terrible.
Like when he had the mask on or whatever, it was okay.
Yeah. But
you could be like, okay, I'm watching a comic book movie. But it just, you know, again, you know, this movie is part of a Disney franchise, like one of the great animation studios of all time or whatever.
and they can't get this fucking right.
It's sort of like the best, like the most creative idea you can come up with. Like it, I mean, that's I don't know much about the character of MODOK, but I know he's got a big face, and you know, so I don't know how much room they had to work with there.
Didn't it look like it was just like a shitty like Photoshop over the opening when, you know, they showed the face? Like it looked like, you know, when I used the cut face app and I cut our heads onto like different pictures, it looked like that. Like they just pasted it over and like let it run. Like, oh, fucking nobody will care.
It's just MODOK. Who fucking cares?
Yeah, they'll laugh. Nobody fucking cares. I mean, we don't expect to make $1 billion off of this movie. I mean, really. But yeah, that was my last big complaint about the movie. But what can you say?
And for me, I thought the best part was Jonathan Majors as you know, King.
King is definitely the best.
Yeah.
King is the best part of this movie.
And people are hating on him how he looks. I'm like, he looks like in the comic book, but they just made it very realistic.
He looks awesome.
Yeah,
he looks awesome.
He was fucking up Ant-Man. I know that.
Did you feel like they took King down a little easily there at the end?
Yeah, all of it. I'm like, this motherfucker is like, he's like a martial arts expert. He's kicking the shit out of him.
I've conquered worlds.
Yeah,
I've conquered different timelines. The evolved ants are gonna kill me now.
Yeah,
well, it's like like I'm such a badass Kang that all the other Kangs kick me out of the Kang gang or whatever.
The Kang gang.
Yeah, the Kang gang.
And here I am. I'm stuck in the quantum realm, and I'm gonna get beat. By Ant-Man and his old father-in-law and his old
Yeah.
mother-in-law.
I forget what Michael Douglas's character says about how long the ants evolved,
Mhm.
when they were getting to the quantum realm.
Mhm.
But it just didn't seem like it was anything comparable to King's time.
Yeah.
When I heard it, I was like, oh, big deal. Hot Sauce, you're being way too quiet over there.
Because it sucked. It sucked. It wasn't good.
Yeah.
When you got out, you were like, oh, nothing's wrong with it. People are just Marvel.
It's fake. I mean, I saw it. It's fine. I've seen Ant-Man Quantumania. Like, I mean, it's fine. I won't say it sucked. I think I gave it 2.5 stars, and I gave Thor Love and Thunder 2 stars. I mean, I won't say it sucked, but it's
an average movie.
It's how can you top what you've already done? And I think that's the expectation Marvel has set. Everybody expects them to keep getting better. We peaked. That was the end of the Infinity Saga. Now we're starting over and we're going up to the peak of the Secret Wars. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I believe Secret Wars.
Yeah, Secret Wars.
And I mean, like we're riding that wave of the different sagas that we're in. But I've seen a lot of stuff after the fact where people who are more into the comics and have read the comics and know more of the comic lore, Kang's being put over in wrestling terms. Kang's being put over as a bitch. I mean, like he's not getting the push and the pop that he deserves for as badass as he's supposed to be. Like, I think people are just kind of like, oh yeah, he got beat by ants, and oh yeah, he got beat by Loki. Like, why are we supposed to be scared of him?
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt. Like when I was like, do you feel like he got beat a little too easily? I really feel like King should have fucking waxed like half that family.
Yeah. Well, and that you even see it too. They're like, if you're here, he's looking for you. I mean, they made this guy fucking mystical, and then all of a sudden
Made it sound like it was Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, he's not getting the push of as badass as he's supposed to be.
He should have killed Michael Douglas.
He should have killed Ant-Man. It's fucking Ant-Man. What powers does Ant-Man have?
Nothing. He's just human. He just has the
right.
part,
and he was just literally fist fighting with Kang, the Conqueror, the destroyer of worlds and galaxies, and they're fist fighting.
He shouldn't even got one hit on him.
Like earlier in the movie, it was like, I'm pinning you and your daughter against the wall and squeezing you with a Jedi mind trick, but now I've got to punch you. Like, what happened there?
It's the suit.
Yeah,
the suit.
They broke his he had
gauntlets
the technology he had on his so he couldn't use the little projectile force or whatever he was doing.
His telekinesis.
Yeah.
Just the whole thing, just like I saw it.
The ants destroyed it when they fucked him up.
Yeah,
the ants.
Well, I did like one part though. He's interacting with Ant-Man, and he's like, "Have I killed you before?" He's like, "I think I have." He's like, "Are you the one with the hammer?"
And that's another thing.
He killed Thor, and he's gonna get run over by fucking ants. Get out of here!
It was a Bug's Life with aliens.
It's a great movie though. Bug's Life's better in that movie.
And the thing is, I feel like even like Love and Thunder, like I like what it could have been. And like here, you're dealing with Quantumania. You're in this quantum realm. You got all these alien creatures, all this different stuff, and you just kind of go the vanilla way with it. And when there's so much, and again with like the visuals, you could just be doing some of the most insane looking things, and you just kind of blah.
Yeah.
It really feels like they're afraid to go out of the box and do something extreme. So they're just kind of like, oh, we can't kill anybody. It's got to be a happy ending.
And we're literally like in the multiverse phase. You can kill anybody you want and bring them back.
Exactly.
And people aren't going to, and you can't be like, well, that was cheap. Well, that's multiverse. Duh.
Yeah.
Well, and you got him and Ant-Man and Wasp. Wasp jumps back through the portal to save him. The portal closes. Oh, they're stuck there. We might have to visit them in another. No, we're just going to open the portal back up. Like, boop, it's open again. Come on back through.
Yeah, like
she pinged it, and just popped back open.
I didn't think they had the energy to do that. You know? Like that was the whole point.
I thought
we've got just enough to jump back in time, but it won't last forever. Meanwhile, Ant-Man and King have like a 10-minute fight, and the portal's just staying open.
I thought that was going to be like the end. I thought like, oh, they're stuck in the quantum realm.
Yeah,
going to get them out or whatever. That would have been like a nice setup for something else.
Yeah, there's just a lot of things there. I don't know. Like I said, now that we're talking about it, I'm seeing some things even more. But Yeah, they need to go out of the box. They need to start waxing some motherfuckers. I mean,
Well, just like Mr. PBS said, I mean, you're in the multiverse now. You can bring anybody back who you want.
well,
It's a
you know,
different
I've heard
version.
people complain, you know, oh, Marvel's opened this door with the multiverse, so now they can fuck up all they want and just fix it with the multiverse. You know, another version comes through and they'll just fix it. Like, I wish they would.
Yeah.
I wish they would try to fuck up a little bit. Like now they're just like not even trying to.
Well, and that's the thing I've said with DC when you had the Flash. Now it, you know, you can just the Flash did this and fucked everything up and can reset everything.
Yeah,
So,
and that's what they're going to do.
yeah.
But
Yeah, to touch back on your MODOK, your little rant there, you can't tell me that Doctor Who almost 30 years ago doing the face of Bo didn't look better than that.
right.
I mean, come on. 30 years ago, they're doing the face of Bo and it looked better than that. On a
Right.
TV show on BBC.
With a much smaller budget.
Did you guys hear this? I thought it was an article or something talking about like how Disney or Marvel, they don't necessarily decide on what they want something to look like until they get like a good way through the project. So like their VFX people have to do like multiple versions of things, and then kind of at the last minute, Marvel picks the direction they want to go. So instead of giving the VFX people enough time to like do something and tweak it and perfect it, they're always rushing because there's nothing set until like they're ready, you know, too far into it.
I read an article. I don't know. I can't remember where it was from, but I did see it before I actually went to Ant-Man the other day. And they talked about how they doubled down on Wakanda Forever. So they had a lot of VFX companies working on that. And it left Ant-Man with a minimal crew and an impossible timeline to fill. So they said they cut a lot of corners because they just didn't have the manpower. And they had a shortage of employees, obviously, to work on this. But so Ant-Man kind of got the shaft when it came to, effects. But
And that's the movie that you're giving us to kick off Phase 5, and you shit on it.
Like, you can't find people from around the world to come here and work on. You're fucking Disney. You're the most successful company in the world.
Push your release date back a little bit.
Yeah, like does Ant-Man have to come out? You know, they could push it back to like August.
Is there anything conflicting with Guardians? Because Guardians comes out in May. So did they want to make sure this played out before Guardians?
Probably.
Because wasn't that part of the problem too? Was everybody was complaining about Captain Marvel because it got pushed back or moved, and when it should have come out?
Well, it got pushed back, but then it came out before Endgame. And at that point, I didn't give a fuck about Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel. Sorry, but even though she's a part of the story at the end, but you're kind of like at that point, I don't fucking care.
Right.
Like I want to see Endgame. You left us on this fucking cliffhanger. Well, we're gonna give you Captain Marvel. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they've got such a tight schedule with like it's almost like they're too ambitious now.
Yeah.
To where
that's why they're cutting everything back. That's why they're cutting down shows and movies and everything else.
Yeah. And I think that might be a problem too, because there's 2 end credits, and Tracy's like, oh, I don't understand. Like, why is that guy doing that? I'm like, did you watch this show? No. So people are not even watching the shows. That's going to translate into the movies as well.
Did you really think that the end credit scenes were
sucked to me?
I
just didn't care. It was nothing.
Like, I mean, you had the kings arguing amongst each other, and they summoned all the kings.
Yeah.
So it's
Kang Gang.
Yeah, the
trademark that.
And what was the second one?
It was Loki and
Mr. Timely.
Yeah,
like Kang from the past or whatever.
Yeah, and he's looking for Kang. Yeah.
And then yet again, they build him up. He's like, he doesn't look that scary. He's like, you should be scared of him. How? Or we should be fucking scared of this guy?
Yeah.
You got to build up some of that suspense.
Well, they ruined it in Ant-Man. So
it's sad because what's the guy's name that plays Kang?
Jonathan Majors.
Jonathan Majors. He's great.
He's a good actor.
He's great. And just like Hot Sauce said, they are not doing him justice right now. And they better fucking get on the ball and start making him. All you heard about this was, oh, he makes Thanos look like a pussy. And no, he doesn't.
No.
Not really.
No.
Thanos would have fucked those ants up.
Yeah. With his double-sided blade.
He would have turned them into paper mache.
Mm-hmm.
The snap of a finger.
Mm-hmm.
He would have fucked them ants up like that scorpion did in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah, when that was my first thought toward the beginning of the movie where they get sucked into the quantum realm. Like, is this Honey, I Shrunk the Kid?
Right.
Are we going to see a giant oatmeal cookie?
Even Bill Murray's character kind of sucked.
He's in it for like 5 minutes.
And it wasn't good. Like what? Oh, he gets eaten by the thing that he was just telling everybody to eat.
Yeah.
I was
Cute
sort
little
of
octopus thing.
I was sort of pleasantly surprised. I didn't know he was in it. That was kind of.
Well,
Oh, you didn't know?
I did hear he was going to be in it, but I didn't know how much or what character.
I don't know. I think I really enjoyed the first two Ant-Man movies, and this one just was a big letdown when I looked at it, reflecting on it.
Just like with Hot Sauce, it's just what Hot Sauce said. I'm just burnt out. I just don't care. I'm not emotionally tied to these characters. I mean, the last thing I even mostly cared about was Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And after that, I'm like, man, nothing else.
And even that sort of relied you.
Yeah.
In you caring about the other Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not even
Yes.
so much Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
Right.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go back and change my rating now after talking to that about that. It's going down to a 2.5. I had a 3.
Yeah.
2.5 now.
I gave it a 2.5. I probably wouldn't drop it any lower than a 2.5 because I thought Love and Thunder was just bad. I think this was just very dull. Not so much bad as it was just dull. I saw it. That's what I saw it.
Love and Thunder was barely a finished picture.
When we were leaving the theater, I looked at Rob and I was like, I think I kind of like Love and Thunder better than this.
Yeah. Well, I like the goats in fucking Love and Thunder screaming.
Yeah, we laughed a couple times in Love and Thunder.
There was a couple funny parts. I laughed my ass off, and
I think
funny.
Part of my probably why I liked Love and Thunder was because I didn't care for Thor Ragnarok that much,
right?
And I really talked myself down on Thor Love and Thunder, so it just had nowhere to go but exceed my expectations. I wasn't into it, and then I got there and I kind of laughed at a couple parts, and I was like, okay, cool.
Well, it's just I fucking hated Russell Crowe as Zeus. Just because
I think everybody did.
That fucking accent. Like, I'm like, what the fuck is he? I don't.
Super Mario.
He's something. He sucks. That's what it is.
Super Mario shoots you with a bolt.
I said, have a boat. I'm like, really?
I do got to say though, like Love and Thunder and Quantumania have had like two of the best villains in the whole series.
Yeah,
so far.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with Christian Bale.
Yeah. Gore and Kang have kind of saved the last two movies.
Yeah, Christian Bale was a phenomenal villain.
Yeah,
and that's probably
Gore
why
carried that movie.
I liked it. But does Christian Bale really give bad performances though?
No,
I can't think of a movie that he's been bad in.
He's just a dick.
Even the Terminator movie, he was a good,
John Connor.
Yeah, he was good in it. It was just a bad movie. But all right, so I think we're all in agreement. Average fucking movie. You don't even have to go to the theaters really to see it unless you really need to know what happens.
Just go $5 Tuesdays if you're Marcus Theater.
Or it'll be on Disney Plus in like 30, 60 days, something like that.
You're not missing.
I don't think they'll wait as long as they did with Wakanda Forever. I think it'll be on Disney Plus very quickly. But all right, so this has been episode 152 of the Sleazy Podcast. My call to action is share the show, get people to subscribe, because they're kind of screwing us now. They're taking away our ad revenue and making sure that people listen on Spotify. So we're no longer going to get ad revenue unless people listen on Spotify. I think we need like 100 listeners, and we have 63 right now. So we are no longer
subscribe. Damn you!
Yeah, we're no longer eligible for that, and it supports the show when you listen to it. But I could care less. If you want to watch it on YouTube, you can do that. That's why it's available on every platform. I want to make it as easy as possible and accessible as possible for anybody that wants to watch it or listen.
Any support we always love.
Yeah, but share the show. Get one person to listen. From there, we'll get another person. And you can always go to our merch. You can find that at www.thesleazypodcast.com, and you can get shirts, hoodies, long sleeve shirts. There's stickers on there, I think, and maybe a couple other things. Yeah, show that. Get up. Show that beautiful.
It's on. It's nice and on the.
Yeah, there you go. Rep it, Robzilla.
We need those subscribers.
Show that loose vagina energy off.
We got to get them subscribers so we can fix Hot Sauce's background.
Yes, that's right. We're gonna pay for.
That's what's really holding us back.
We're gonna pay for painters to come in.
That's
and
it.
That whole thing.
You're not repainting that shit. That's my fucking city skyline, man. That's
man, we're gonna paint it all green. That way you can officially have a green screen behind you.
I could set up a green screen though.
Listen, man, it ruins the visuals for some people. What? By the way, what's that over your right shoulder? Is that some stuff you've 3D printed? No, your other right. Yeah.
What am I?
That's just
the printer's back there. I mean, it's
right by the window. Yeah.
Those are boxes of baseball cards.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought maybe you 3D printed something up there or something.
No, those are boxes of baseball cards. I just set them on the windowsill there. I was digging through some boxes here, cleaning out boxes, and that's. I'm just going to end up burning them.
He's working on it.
All right. Well, that is it for this episode. Thanks as always for listening, supporting, sharing the show. I really appreciate it. But yeah, share the show on your social media accounts. Let people know you're listening. And as always, keep it sleazy.
Thanks for listening to the Sleazy Podcast. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and remember, listen to Sleazy.